Have you ever felt trapped in a situation where staying silent feels safer, but speaking the truth could cost you your life? Have you ever wondered if God is really working, even when he seems completely silent? If you have, then the story of Esther is for you. Welcome to Bible Wisdom Collective Channel. Today, we will walk step by step through the Book of Esther, a powerful biblical story of courage, divine providence, and perfect timing. God's name is never mentioned in this book, yet his hand is present in every single event. Let us begin. Part 1. A powerful king and a dangerous pride. Esther 1:1-9. The story takes place during the reign of King Ahasuerus, who ruled over 127 provinces, from India to Ethiopia. Esther 1:1. To display his power and wealth, the king holds a grand feast, first for 180 days, then another 7-day banquet in the capital city of Susa. Esther 1:3-9. The palace shines with gold and luxury, wine flows freely. The king feels unstoppable. Part 2. Queen Vashti's refusal. Esther 1:10-22. On the 7th day of the feast, the king commands Queen Vashti to appear before the guests to show her beauty. Esther 1:10-11. But Vashti refuses. Esther 1:12. The king is furious. His advisors fear that Vashti's refusal will inspire other women to disobey their husbands, so the king removes Vashti from her position and issues a decree throughout the empire. Esther 1:19-22. The queen's throne is now empty. Part 3. Esther enters the story. Esther 2:1-11. After the king's anger cools, a search begins for a new queen. Esther 2:1-4. Among the young women brought to the palace is Esther, a Jewish orphan raised by her cousin Mordecai. Esther 2:5-7. Esther is beautiful and gentle. She gains favor with everyone who meets her. Esther 2:9. Mordecai gives her one important instruction: do not reveal that you are Jewish. Esther 2:10. Part 4. Esther becomes queen. Esther 2:12-18. After months of preparation, Esther is brought before the king. The king loves her more than all the others and places the royal crown on her head. Esther 2:17. Esther becomes queen of Persia, but her true test has not yet begun. Part 5. Mordecai saves the king. Esther 2:21-23. One day, Mordecai discovers a plot to assassinate the king. He informs Esther, and Esther tells the king in Mordecai's name. The conspirators are executed. The event is written in the royal records, but Mordecai is not rewarded. Part 6. Haman's hatred. Esther 3:1-13. A man named Haman is promoted above all officials. Everyone bows to him, except Mordecai. Esther 3:1-2. When Haman learns Mordecai is Jewish, his anger grows into hatred. Haman decides not only to kill Mordecai, but to destroy all the Jews in the empire. Esther 3:6. Through deception, he convinces the king to sign an irreversible decree ordering the extermination of the Jewish people. Esther 3:8-13. The city of Susa is thrown into confusion. Esther 3:15. Part 7. Esther's dilemma. Esther 4:1-14. Mordecai mourns in sackcloth and ashes. Jews everywhere fast and weep. Esther 4:1-3. Mordecai urges Esther to speak to the king, but Esther is afraid. Approaching the king without being summoned could mean death. Esther 4:11. Then Mordecai sends her a message. Do not think that because you are in the king's house you alone will escape. Esther 4:13. And who knows whether you have come to the kingdom for such a time as this? Esther 4:14. Part 8. A courageous decision. Esther 4:15-17. Pause 2 seconds. Esther calls for a 3-day fast. Then she says, I will go to the king, though it is against the law, and if I perish, I perish. Esther 4:16. Part 9. God's perfect timing. Esther 5:6. The king extends his golden scepter. Esther is spared. Esther 5:2. She invites the king and Haman to 2 banquets, waiting for the right moment. That night, the king cannot sleep. The royal records are read, and he discovers Mordecai was never rewarded. Esther 6:1-3. At the same moment, Haman arrives to request Mordecai's execution. Instead, Haman is ordered to publicly honor Mordecai. Esther 6:10-11. Part 10. Truth and Justice. Esther 7. At the second banquet, Esther reveals her identity. She says her people have been sold to destruction. Esther 7:3-4. When asked who is responsible, she answers, "A foe and enemy, this wicked Haman." Esther 7:6. Haman is executed on the gallows he built for Mordecai. Esther 7:10. Part 11. Deliverance and Joy. Esther 8-10. A new decree allows the Jews to defend themselves. They are victorious over their enemies. Esther 9:1. The Feast of Purim is established to remember how sorrow turned into joy. Esther 9:20-22. Mordecai is exalted, and peace is restored. Esther 10:2-3. Final message. Even when God seems silent, he is never absent. The Book of Esther teaches us that divine providence works quietly, through courage, timing, and faithful obedience. If this story helped you understand the Bible more clearly, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Together, we will continue exploring God's Word, one powerful story at a time. See you in the next video.